Hello and welcome to Game On. So you know how this one goes. It's been a bit of a slow news week, so it's time to trot out the Are Games Too Addictive think piece to fill that void. Because what doesn't a 56-year-old Daily Mail writer know about Mario?
And it's not just the race-baiting, sexist, lying Murdoch newspapers. Even the World Health Organization says that 10 to 15% of gamers fall into their criteria for exhibiting signs of addiction. Now this begs the question, obviously, what is addiction? But first, what are the stories that have got the newspapers all up in arms?
Well, it's stuff like this. Oh no, that's just a picture of Jim Davidson. No, it's horror stories like this. Mothers and fathers who have neglected their children because they were too busy with their virtual child. A 28-year-old South Korean man dying after playing StarCraft for 50 hours straight. And a man accused of cheating on Counter-Strike who got more than the banhammer. He got a massive knife in his head.
But why are these things happening? The accepted definition is in line with most other addictions, which goes something like this. Games are designed to incrementally reward you and keep you playing. Feedback loops. You do something, the chime goes off, you feel good. Some people get hooked on that good feeling. They're not hooked on games, but on a feeling. Some people get the same effect from sex or huffing kittens. You do a thing you like and your body releases some lovely chemicals, associating those feelings with playing a game. A bit like when Pavlov's dog died in a box when the guy rang a bell, but nobody was sure if it died because Schrodinger's cat ate all the dog food first.
And ignoring Simon's philosophical chimera, there's another thing called the partial reinforcement effect. And this is caused by things like random drops in MMOs. Every time you kill an enemy or complete an action, there's a chance that you may be rewarded, but it doesn't happen every time, and yet players think that it could, so they continue doing the actions. Destiny is doubly bad for this, with random drops for item engrams, but also random results once you actually have them decrypted. So no wonder so many players spend hours and hours emptying their chambers into a random cave. Sounds kind of sexy when you think about it.
People get hooked on games like WoW and StarCraft because they have no definable end. You never quite finish, so the feedback loop carries on, and the games perpetually exist even when you're not logged on. It's like the supply of drugs. But the reality is, in almost every single case of addiction, there is some clear form of emotional trauma that has preceded the addiction.
Gaming is just one way that people use to distract themselves from their issues. And if your issue happens to be that you have no social skills, you turn to gaming instead of turning to people. The problem is, if you spend too much time gaming, you'll never learn how to interact with people properly, like in real life. You know, the one you can smell.
There have been studies that say that weed makes you stupid, but in reality, most people in those studies had crappy home lives that made them not want to go to school and sit around smoking weed instead. Turns out, not going to school makes you stupid, not smoking weed.
Gaming addiction is an addiction just like every other, in that it's usually a way to plug the gap caused by some deeper issue. And if it wasn't games they turned to, it'd just be something else like food or drugs or really specific erotica. To solve addiction, what we need to do is deal with the problems that are caused by the very fabric of our society. Now that's a project that is way too big for people to comprehend, let alone solve. So what they do is they make a straw man, and in this case, it's games.